Hi, Lori. Hi, Carolyn. Did any of you have a chance to shop at Unique over the weekend? In store, which is super exciting. Dropping things. Oh, Carolyn, you're gonna go tomorrow on a day off. I was hoping that I would be able to get off a wee bit early tonight to pop in. Sandra was there today, but I couldn't make it. So just for those of you who aren't aware, the store is open 10 to 5 every day except Fridays. They're open 10 to 7 and Sundays they're closed. I'm going on Saturday and Sunday. Whoops. This week. Sunday they're closed, but I'm helping with Lucy Palooza 2 stuff and packing that up. So that will be a busy day. There's a lot of stuff to pack up. Oh, Christine, you're going on Wednesday? That's awesome. Yeah, Lori, the Lucy stuff is like everywhere, and it's so awesome. Oh, Sandra said she was packing Lucy stuff between customers. There's so much of it. It's crazy. It's awesome. So welcome to ABC Mondays with Megan. I'm going to do a short little show and tell today. I'm not showing you guys how to do anything. I recently took Heather's mixed media class. I made a tag and I will show you the tag. I've shown it before. Whoops, this is my tag. And for those of you who aren't as familiar with mixed media, hi Darlene. Unique is one of the, it's the only, I would say like the only scrapbook store that has as much mixed media stuff to buy. They just have so much stuff. They've got all the little colors and the little mixed media pieces. Just so much. You can't go to any other scrapbook store and see that much stuff or have that much stuff to choose from. It's insane. So I'm not going to show you guys how to make these because Heather is the expert. I am not an expert at all. But I thought I would just talk a little bit about some of these products because they're super cool. And one of the things that Unique sells in the store is stone paper by Stamperia. Have you guys heard of stone paper before? I'm not sure if you have or not. So stone paper is super cool, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. It's quite thick and you cannot rip it at all. What you can do with it is die cut it. You can sew it. You can paint mixed media, whatever, directly onto it. What else can you do? You can wash it. I think I said that. You can wash it. So it's totally washable paper, which is crazy. Look at, they've made this purse with it and this little trinket box. This is just the cover of the page, of the packaging. So you can get it in, I think there's 3 different sizes in the online store. This is the smallest size and it's $7.92 for 1 piece. And so what I've done is I've just taken that and I've played around with it and I made just a little project. Now in hindsight, I kind of wish I cut a little piece off and I die cut some flowers because I saw online, I was watching some tutorials, I saw online someone take some stone paper and die cut flowers and make this beautiful arrangement and paint it. So I think what I'll do when I'm back in the store over the weekend is grab some more of the stone paper just to do that, to show you, because it was just amazing. It looked gorgeous. And so tonight I'll show you what I made and then I'll talk about some of the products that I used to make it. So of course I use the stone paper. And it ranges in price. So as I mentioned, this piece is $7.92 and the size of it, well, this is in centimeters, 21 by 29.7 centimeters. So it's a fairly large piece of paper actually, and the other two sizes are bigger, so I think the most expensive piece is $15.99. I'd really love to get a little pattern and sew a purse because it looks really cool and you can totally decorate it. So I've actually kind of just made up a little purse pattern, kind of. So I'll show you how it looks and then I'll talk a little bit about some of the products I used. The other thing that's totally new is these notebooks made of stone paper, and they're $7.99. I'll open it up, and then one of the next few weeks I will decorate it with you guys. Sorry, I won't open it on my table because it's shaky. I'm not sure what the inside of this book looks like, but let's just see together. Oh, it's like blank pages, so it would be like a perfect mixed media journal. And the outside, like I mentioned, it is, you cannot rip this paper. Yeah, so it's super cool. This is silver in color and $7.99 for just a notebook. So you can see the way they've decorated this one. It looks so gorgeous. Like I already mentioned, am not the expert upon mixed media. Heather is wonderful and she's a great teacher. So I'm not going to show you guys how to do these things because she has classes. Hi, Suzanne. But I'll show you what I've made and hopefully it gives you some inspiration and you can head on into the store and purchase some of these products and try them for yourself. Yeah, so one of the things I also have to try is this, like, I forget what Heather calls it. I think rice paper. So I have this rice paper to try. So I'm going to use that on my notebook and kind of create a fun background with some embellishments on it. So that's going to be one of my projects going forward. So like I said, I've made this little purse and I used my piece of stone paper and I didn't cut it or anything. I just folded it up. So you can see on the back here, I folded it and I didn't color the back side of it. So you can see it opens up here and I've used some magnets to secure it closed. And then I hole punched using the Crop-A-Dile Memory Keepers punch and eyelet setter. I love this tool. It is in the online store. I highly recommend getting it because it hole punches through chipboard and everything and it like beautifully. You don't even have to use much pressure. And then of course it comes with some of the eyelets, and then Dan and Heather also sell the eyelets in the store. So I've covered these with the black eyelets, and then I actually cut some strips of old jean and I ran it through, to close it up on both sides, and then I secured it with a knot at the top. So you can kind of use it like as a clutch type thing. So it would be kind of cool. Lori, would it be a good weight for the outside of an explosion box? I would say yes. It's fairly pliable though. And once you've covered it with mixed media, I think it would be pretty secure. So you could definitely use it. Like the one photo on the, where did that go? The one photo here shows a little box, though it looks like a lid and they've sewn the edges together. So I feel like you could definitely have an explosion box with a lid securing it, and then when you pop the lid off, it kind of does its little explode. I feel like you could definitely do that. So I've obviously, to begin with, I had this whole sheet of paper open and I did my decorating. So using heavy gesso, which is, I think it's less than $10 anyways in the store, and modeling paste, which is $7.92 a bottle. So I've used heavy gesso modeling paste. I put some modeling paste here and there, and then I used some like just wood pieces I had on hand to make some imprints, as well as I had these wooden butterflies on hand. So I made some imprints. So this butterfly here, I've actually used here with some modeling paste to make the imprint of it. I thought it would look cool because it was kind of consistent, a consistent shape in my project. Then I used some sparks, which are super cool, and I had never used them before. So I used this purple one, which is called Iris Potion, and I used this sort of teal color, which is called Mermaid Sparkle, and it is super, super shiny. It's almost, I wonder if it is mica powder, actually. It is an acrylic paint, and if I show you up close, I'm not sure how well you can see the shimmery part. Let me see down here. It's kind of hard with my lighting here. Oh yeah, you can see the shimmer. See how shimmery it is? It's super cool, and you can add it to your project directly, or you can dilute it with some water. You can add it to your project directly, then spray it with some water. There's lots of fun things you can do with it. And I love both of these colors. Like, they're my favorites. You can see how shimmery and pretty they are. And when you open them up, you can see too, they're just so pretty. The colors are gorgeous. I'm just gonna grab a baby wipe. Got a wee bit on my hand there. Heather loves the sparks and encouraged me to try using them, and I think they're really pretty. I wonder if on the back side you can see the shimmer a bit better. You can see how shimmery it is. Just doesn't do it justice until you see it up close. Of course, with the sparks, I also use just the regular liquid acrylics, which I love. And I think these guys, yeah, these guys are about $8 a piece. So to make this project, I used purple and emerald. Again, Heather's mixed media classes, she shows you guys how to use these, but you can use them directly on your paper. You can add water to them. You can put it on your paper and then spray. Lots of fun ways you can use them. And actually, I will show you how to use these just on some plain paper in a minute, just because I think people don't realize how you can use them, and I think it's really easy and fun. So I'll maybe show you how to use one of the sparks too. Yeah, so then of course I have some melange that I added in a few spots, and I finished with using some of the old white wax on a couple of areas just to highlight the flowers and things like that. Now I used this wood piece which says Pretty. It was, I think, one of the, I forget the brand. Let me see if I have a package still. I don't have one closed, but there are lots of different wood chips or chipboard pieces in the online store to choose from. Tons and tons. The mixed media pieces are so cool. I've got lots. I'm like a floral person, so I have tons of these little sets. I think they're around $12 a piece, and they're super pretty. I'm just trying to find the other one I had grabbed. I don't know where I set it. Oh, right behind my project. So here's another one that's super pretty. Look at all the details in that. I love these sets. So again, like around $12, but you get all these pieces. And of course, you're not going to use, well, you could use all of these in one piece. You could make a really cool wood wreath, actually, a mixed media wood wreath. That would be nice. But I only used a couple of them, and I have like a little, I have a little bin of all of my little pieces that I collect. I don't know where it is at the moment. But anyways, so I've used quite a few of the metal florals, and then these little leaves. There is a whole set of leaves in the online store, which is, I think, around $5. And there's a bunch of leaves in it, and they're all really cool. So they're actually this color, and then I paint them with the gesso and attach them to my project. So I really love how it turned out. I also used some beads and just finished decorating it. So I just thought I would pop on and show you guys that because, oh, you can see the outline of the butterfly here too. Because I think sometimes using some of these mixed media things look a little scary, but they're actually really easy and fun to play around with. So I've never played with stone paper, and I really love this. You could use it like as a little clutch or just whatever, hang. I thought actually I could put some masks in it and hang it in my car. Yeah, so lots of fun things to do. I will show you how the sparks and the acrylic paint work, just because I think some people don't really know. I'm just gonna find a spot to put my paint. Maybe I'll just put it on this baby wipe actually. All right, so I'm gonna use a bit of this turquoise. And again, this is, I'm actually just grabbed a piece of Neenah paper. I'm not even sure if it will spread how it usually would. So you guys can see, and this is a baby wipe, so it's not a good example, but you can see how concentrated and pigmented that little blob of acrylic paint is. I'm just gonna find, of course I don't even have a paintbrush right with me. Okay. Oh shoot, you know what? It's not gonna work on the baby wipe. I will be right back. I'm just gonna grab a lid to put the paint in. So if this sample of the liquid acrylic doesn't quite turn out on this type of paper, then when I decorate my, and you don't need a lot, you can see I probably could have just put one drop there. I will decorate my notebook so you guys can see how the liquid acrylics and the sparks work. So again, it's super, super pigmented. You can see how dark that is. And even when I put it on the paper, you can see how dark it is. And then if I just take, this is just some plain water, and move this out of the way. Again, I'm not sure if this is gonna work too great on the Neenah paper, but I'm gonna spray some water on it, and you can see how it spreads. Now, because it's the Neenah paper, it didn't spread as easily as it does on other pieces of media, like backgrounds. So you can see that initial blob of pigment. Typically it wouldn't just have that strong blob in one spot, but you can see it spreads out really easily, which is super cool. I love the look of that. So actually too, if I put some gesso on that and then sprayed it, it would have acted a lot differently. And actually I can show you guys on the back of this, because you can always go back and add more if you want to. So I can show you how it looks on the back of this. And I'll add just a little bit more in these spots here, which isn't a big deal. And you can always keep going back and adding more to your project too. So if I added a wee bit of color in this area and then took my spray, and I'll hold it up so you can see how it's going to spread out as you, and dilute as you spray it. You can take a paper towel and wipe some of that excess off and remove what you don't want if there's too much on it, which is super cool. Isn't that neat? So I really love the liquid acrylics. Now, the sparks work the same way virtually. I'm just gonna grab another paintbrush. Do you guys have any questions about that? I'm gonna use some purple. It is really cool, isn't it, Lori? If I was doing it on a project, well, this is a project, but if I was doing it on a project I hadn't quite decorated yet, you guys would really see how well it works. It's super cool. Now I've got it all over my hands. Mixed media is it's a messy project. All right, so I'll show you guys a couple things. You can take these sparks and actually put it right on here. You can see how shimmery and shiny it is. It's so pretty. And you can paint directly from that, and obviously you're gonna get a super pigmented, beautiful color. Or you can, like I just showed you, paint it directly on your page and then use the spray to kind of dilute it right onto your page. So you can see how it kind of moves around there. Okay, and I'm just gonna blob some of that extra paint off, or water, and then you'll just see in some spots where that pigment has stayed, and it's very shiny. Super cool, super easy. So it works similarly, whatever way you do it. So I will grab the Neenah paper again and show you guys when you add water. Forgot to grab a water cup. So if I added a wee bit of water to this, you can see it's almost like a watercolor, and you can paint it directly on your sheet. Now again, Neenah paper, not so much the best option, and I don't know where my mixed media paper is at the moment, because that would be fine to use. But yeah, super, super pretty. Or you can color it right on, and you can see how bright that is. So again, I'm not really showing you guys a whole lot tonight. See how shiny the sparks are? Oh, I really need to show you the blue because the purple's so pretty. Or the teal. Again, this purple one is called Iris Potion, and they're $8.49, and that tub is going to last you a while. Carolyn, you said you're working on pencil boxes. What are your pencil boxes made of? Oh, I love it. Okay. So let's see. So I'm going to take a bit of that blue. Isn't it so pretty? I love this blue. And I'll put some on here, and I'll paint it directly on my sheet. You can see how bright and vibrant that is. Or, you know, you can dilute it right in your palette and paint it right on your project, diluted. And again, like this is a poor example because I'm just using a piece of Neenah paper, which is not the best backdrop. But if you had your mixed media piece and you had already painted it with your gesso, then this effect would look super, super cool. You could do it both ways. I've shown you how to apply it, or you can put it directly on your sheet and then spray it with water, and then you'll see that kind of diluted effect, the way that my piece here has turned out with these sort of areas, and that's all diluted by spraying the ink or the acrylic paint once I've applied it. And whoop, now this is wet here. I'm going to actually dry some of the spots off that I just added. So alternatively here, where I've added the sparks and things, you can even see some drips, so you can make things just drip directly on your mixed media piece or whatever you want. You should put the gesso on first, but again, I'm not an expert at mixed media, Heather is, so she does teach classes on how to use these things. Now, the wax acrylics are the wax tubes are also really cool. You're going to use these last when you're making something, and it smells really good. So when the wax comes out, you literally just take a little bit on your hand, and then you rub it on whatever area you'd like the wax on, and you can see it kind of highlights whatever you've put the wax on in the white. So then I also have the emerald. I love these kind of colors. The emerald is quite a bit darker, so I did not use it in my stone paper project, but you can see how that looks there, and it's quite a bit darker. Do you guys have any questions about that? Like I said, tonight I'm just more or less showing you how the sparks and the liquid acrylics work, and just sharing with you the project that I made with the stone paper. Any questions? Or do you want me to show you guys anything else? Oh, Irene, sorry, I am missing all these comments. And Carolyn, oh yeah, wood. So yes, if the pencil boxes are made of wood, you could paint the wood with the gesso. You might need 2 coats, and then you can start using the sparks or the liquid acrylic. I feel like, depending on what kind of wood you're using, if you didn't use the gesso, it may absorb right into the wood. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you didn't kind of prime the wood, then it would just soak right in. It is a pretty blue, isn't it, Lori? I love it. What's the difference between all acrylic paint, example, dollar store, to expensive ones? I think you have to look at quality, Irene, and this is liquid acrylic, so it's very different than regular acrylic like you're thinking of. It's diluted with other materials to make it thicker and paintable. I don't know the technical terms, but this is this is not diluted. It's just strictly the acrylic color. Let me just double check and see if I can read it. High quality liquid acrylic paints with amazing, vibrant, and rich color and a glossy semi-translucent finish. They are water soluble when wet, which I've shown you guys, and permanent when they've dried. So they're perfect for traditional painting techniques and a variety of popular mixed media techniques, such as stamping, gel printing. That would be really cool to try the gel printing too, creating drips and splatters. So I've done splatters and drips on both of my pieces that I've shown you guys. Yeah, so I think just the quality and the quality of the pigment and how pigmented these guys are is very different than regular acrylics. And again, like these are very different from the other, I'm just gonna grab them. Ooh. So it's also very different than the other paints, like the Dylusions paints. Just a totally different way, or totally different material material that you would be using. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of pigment. Any other questions about that? I'm just new at mixed media, so I am only starting, but I really, ooh, look how shiny the sparks are. There's quite a few different colors of sparks, but they are so beautiful. These are my two favorite colors. I've collected quite a few of the pigments now. I have umber, ink black, and then of course the purple and the emerald, kind of my favorite colors to use. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Tune in on Wednesday to Sandra, Wonder Wednesdays with Sandra. We hope that you guys are coming into the store. Again, hours are 10 to 5, except Friday they're open 10 to 7 and they're closed on Sunday. How did you miss Sparks? Oh, you haven't seen Sparks, Sandra? They're in the, well, obviously they're in the mixed media section. If you guys haven't been into the store yet, it's totally redesigned and it's so awesome to look through. I think it's a lot easier to see everything now. And so the mixed media is kind of by the two larger windows, but they've covered up one of the windows now and there's a half door used as a shelf. The sparks are sitting right on the shelf. Sir, oh, so pretty. I love them. And one little tub of this will go a really long way. So yeah. Tune in to Sandra on Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to a super fun weekend packing all of your Lucy 2 stuff with Sandra and Betty and Heather. Have a great rest of your week.